guys, it is time for Shop My Stash for February. I can't believe it. We are going to very quickly run through the products that I used for January because I want to do something special this month and try something with switching out brushes as part of my Shop My Stash. So yeah, I'm excited about it and hopefully you are too. So let's very quickly run through. First off, I have the Wonder Beauty Nude Illusion Liquid Foundation. Really like this, gonna keep it. The e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I have it on today, and with this same foundation, it does not keep me matte. It does nothing of the sort, so I'm gonna let it go. And I put a pretty good dent in it, so I feel okay about doing that. I feel like I really gave it a good try, and it just doesn't do anything for me. We're gonna be kind of all over here with products because I'm just grabbing, so I don't have things like organized. The other foundation I had was the Bite Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. Absolutely love this. Want to get my hands on more of it, keeping it. The Too Faced Peach Perfect Translucent Peach Whisper Powder. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff. It smells so good. It's fantastic, and I'm so sad that they don't make it anymore, but I'm keeping it. Eyeliners. I've got my 3 tried and true Essence Extreme Lasting pencils. Those are staying and we'll move over into next month's Shop My Stash. The other liners I chose for this month were these ones, and I actually think I used every single one of them this month, so very happy about that. Love them, keeping them. Brows, I had the Juvia's dark brown and the Hourglass dark brunette. I have the Juvia's on today. Really like them both, keeping them. The Merit Beauty Volumizing Pomade in black brown for the brows. I have that on today, and I've been trying on a bunch of clothes and stuff today, so my eyebrows did move around a little bit, but that's to be expected because I had shirts on and off over my head. Otherwise, I really like this. The e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams Putty Primer, and you can see I did a pretty decent chunk in that. Same thing, it doesn't do anything for me. I want it to. It has kind of a nice scent to it, but it just doesn't do anything for my oily skin, so letting it go. Eyeshadow primer, Wet n Wild, obviously love it, tried and true, favorite. It's the only one that I need. And in saying that, I had the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion in there. I just don't really like it. It's not that it doesn't work well, I just don't really care for it. It's not anything spectacular to me, and I would just rather use my Wet n Wild, so I'm gonna let it go. The Hourglass Mineral Veil, Veil Primer, love this, keeping it. NYX Glitter Primer, always good, keeping it. The NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, really like it, keeping it. The YC Collection Loose Setting Powder in number 213. It's what I have on today. It does absolutely nothing for me. It's very yellow on my skin, and I get super, super oily really fast, so I'm letting it go. And then the mascaras I used were the LA Girl Volumatic Lash Lifting Mascara. I still am really liking this, and it's moving over to next month. And the Tarte Tartist. That is what I have on my lashes today. I don't like it. Actually, it's transferring on all underneath my eye over here. It just does absolutely nothing for my lashes. They just look really they just look pathetic. And so I'm getting rid of it. Now onto face and eyeshadow palettes. I have the Estee Lauder face palette. Absolutely love that, keeping it. The Laura Geller Southampton Classic face palette, which also has eyeshadows. I didn't use the eyeshadows, but I used the blush and bronzer. Really like those, so keeping that. And the Private Society Volume 1 Key Essentials Total Face Palette. Looks like this. I had some of it on my face today. It's too light for me, and the blush has shimmer, which I don't like. I don't really care for the shimmeriness of the highlight. I feel like it shows my texture really bad. The blush is too light for me, and so I'm just gonna let that go. And then for eyeshadow palettes, I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I used that several times this month and really enjoyed it, so I'm keeping that. The ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. I used this, I mean, like so many times this month. I love this palette. This is such a good palette. You cannot get a bad look from this palette. I absolutely love it. I moved this palette over from last month, and so I did get use out of it this month. It is the Pat McGrath Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette, and this is what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. So I was glad to get some use out of that. The Too Faced Teddy Bear palette. Super cute palette. Like all the looks that I got out of that too. So happy with that. And the Saharan by Juvia's. And it looks like this. and I actually have it on today. I have this in the crease, this on the outer edge. No, this is a transition. This on the outer edge and in the crease, and then this all over the lid. And then this is underneath the lower lash line, smoked out a little bit with this. So that is what my eye look is today. Like I said, I've got mascara transferring and stuff, but just a simple look. So obviously love it. Love Juvia's, can't go wrong. So keeping that. So that means from this month, I am getting rid of these, both of these e.l.f. primers and this powder. So 6 different things that I am going to let go. Some things are just, I think, garbage. Like mascara, I'm not going to pass on, but other stuff I will send to a new home. Okay, now here's something that I think is going to be really fun that I want to start incorporating into my Shop My Stash every month, and that is switching out my brushes so that I can curate them down too. That's basically what I'm trying to do. I'm decluttering my whole house, and I'm trying to declutter every aspect of my life. All of collections of anything that I have, because I would rather have a solid group of things that I know no matter what I reach for, I'm going to enjoy it, than to be digging through things that are like, I mean, it's okay. Like, none of us have time or like the brain space for that in our lives, for things that are just okay. Like, have and use things that you enjoy. Like, life is too short. So these are the brushes that I have been using consistently for quite some time now, and so I will just quickly, I won't go through in like great detail or anything about them, but like my foundation brush, my concealer brush, this is the blush brush I've been using this for bronzer, this for highlight, and this for powder. So love those. And I just washed all of my brushes, so everything is nice and clean. And then the eye brushes that I've had in here, this is the one that I use the most, this Morphe M433. And then this one I use a lot too. It's the Morphe Jeffree Star, it's the JS6, which is kind of similar to it. And then this pencil brush from Morphe I use all the time, and this BH Cosmetics like smudger brush I love for underneath the lower lash line, and this brush from BH Cosmetics I love for inner corner. So those are like my main ones that I use all the time, but then these other ones were in here too because I would use them occasionally as well. So they just kind of look like this. So none of these brushes get to be in this rotation. And I'm going to be trying some different shapes and things that I haven't been using, because it's like, is it because I don't like them? Or is it just because I've been stuck using the same ones for so long that I forget that there's other types of brushes that I might really enjoy using? So, hold that thought. So we'll go ahead and start with face brushes from what I have. And this is kind of, I also have ones that I just washed that are laying on a towel, but I won't use any of those for this month. We'll just put those in for future months. They were just in a container on my counter and got all dusty because they weren't being used, so I figured I'd wash them. And like I said, I'll just put them in and we'll look at those ones for next month. But these are the face brushes that I am choosing from for today. And let's go ahead. We'll choose a foundation brush because I need foundation. So I'm going to grab this Real Techniques one. And then for a concealer, I don't really have another just concealer brush, so I think I'm going to grab this Billion Dollar Brushes Sculpting Duo brush, because it's got this little one down here that I think will be good for foundation, and maybe I will just go ahead and use this end for blush. I think it'll work for that. So I'm going to have this be my concealer and blush brush. For bronzer, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab this BH Cosmetics brush right here. I need a powder brush, so I think I'm going to use this Beauty Crop brush. And then for highlight, I'm going to use this Luxie Tapered Highlighter. And that is all my face brushes that I need for the month. Now for eye brushes, this is what I am pulling from. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of quickly grab some, and then I'll just show you what I grabbed. Okay, man, now I'm really wishing I hadn't held myself to not using those ones that just got washed, but that's okay. It's a challenge, and that makes it fun. So these are what I'm grabbing. There's quite a few because I'm going to be trying some shapes that I'm not sure about, but this is a liner brush that I know I will want for, you know, lining close under the eyes. I like little ones like this for like inner corner. This is going to be a challenge for me. I do not ever use these angled ones, so I'm going to see if that's something that I even like to use. I have a little bit smaller one right here. And then with that same set, this little gold Luxie set, I have these 3 little brushes, And so this one's nice for detail work. And this one is kind of strange to me. It's on an angle. I don't know about that, but this I really like for like smudging out underneath the like lash line, lower lash line. And then I've got this one that's a fluffier kind of crease brush. This one that's more dense. This one that's a more fine crease. And then this one that's a little bit fluffier. So those will be my eye brushes for the month. So now on to picking products, and can't wait to hear what you guys think of what I used last month, what I maybe got rid of that you think I shouldn't or something, and then just what you think of what I choose for this month. All right, thanks so much for watching. Here are the items that are staying from last month. My eyeshadow primer, it's the only one I have now that I'm going to be using because it's what I like, and the other ones I've all worked through and don't care about. And then I am going to be using this mascara again. You'll see why in a minute. And then, of course, these are my staple 3 shades of the Essence liners that I love, and so working through those. So now we're going to pick other things. So like I said, there's no other eyeshadow primer in here, but I thought I'd go ahead. This has been sitting in here. This Becca Zero, it is a no pigment virtual foundation, whatever the heck that means. I'll just use it one day here for the fun of it and see what I think. Obviously, they're not even in business anymore, so whatever. Might as well try it. For face primers, though, let's go ahead and do the Professional, because I haven't used that in a really long time. This used to be my absolute favorite, so let's go ahead and use that again. And then, what else do I want? You know what, maybe I'll go ahead and do this Artless Glow Base, since it is, you know, really dry right now and stuff, and see what I think of that in these very dry months. Now for foundation, obviously, again, I don't have a lot of different options. So let's go ahead and pull my 2 that I do together here of the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, the medium tan and the light medium. And we'll have those be one of my foundation options. And then this is a brand new one, so I'll stick that right there. And then other than that, I mean, I really only have the Merit foundations or the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. And so, you know what, let's go ahead and use this because it's almost gone. I might be able to use it up in this round, so let's do it. So I'm going to use the Tarte Ultra Creamy, and I'm also going to grab that Winky Lux that I never did use the last time. There we go. And then for powders, I'm going to go ahead and grab my Coty Airspun, and then we'll grab a different one that I haven't been using, Peach Blur. Okay, we're going to take this Too Faced Peach Blur Translucent Smoothing Finishing Powder and have that be, let me open it up and I'll show you. I'm like beyond sad that they don't have this line anymore, I'm just going to say. So it looks like this. So that's what we're going to use for this month for powders. So I have these 2 banana powders right here. This Bella Pierre one, and it's a loose setting powder. And then this Essence Brighten Up. This one is very, very yellow. And this one isn't so much, but I still don't know if I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this because I have no desire to use that. And I don't remember really liking it before, so why bother? Bronzers and blushes and highlights. This is one of my favorite parts. I am going to do, you know what? Let's do, for a blush and highlight, let's go ahead and do this House Laboratories one. For bronzer, let's do Butter Bronzer and Hoola by Benefit. And I'm going to grab one more blush and one more highlight. So blush, let's do the Rare Beauty in Love that I got from my amazing friend Jen Jackson. And for highlight, I'm going to grab this JK Luxe Pro Powder Pearl Luminizer. Now, when I said I was keeping that LA Girl mascara in for this month, that's because I also have this Milani one. They're both tubing mascaras, and I want to do a side-by-side with them. So I figure I will go ahead and grab this to use for this month and use it in conjunction with the other one. Not in conjunction, that means I'm using them at the same time. I'm not. But I will once to show you the difference, but or the sameness. similarities. Yeah. But anyway, so I can use between these two. For brows, I'm going to grab my e.l.f. Wow Brow that I recently got. You would have seen in an Ulta haul. And I'm also going to grab my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil in neutral brown because I love it. Is it neutral or natural? I always say it wrong. Neutral. I was right. Woo! Go me. But I do want another brow pencil maybe. I don't really have a lot of options. I'm not options, kids. So I guess it's just this Lottie London Arch Rival in dark brown. Okay, I already know because it's February, I'm going to be grabbing some pretty like pinks and purples and stuff as far as palettes. So let's go ahead and grab some liners that would coincide nicely with that. I'll grab these ones. And really pretty pastel. Yeah, I'm going to grab like quite a few just pretty light colors to be able to play with here. Shockwave. Oh, love this one. Love this one. They don't make this anymore, which makes me so sad because I love it. Listen to me, I'm such a whiner. Okay, so I think I'll grab this white one too for the fun of it. So these are kind of, not kind of, these are the liners. I'm going to fall for this one. And I feel like maybe we'll need a little sparkle in our lives. So let's go ahead and do this Pixie Crystalline. We'll also do this Koki Crystal Fusion. And that one is in Polaris. And then this Urban Decay Heavy Metals in Volume because it's like a pink glitter liner. So I think that will be fun. The other two, like this one and the Pixie one, are like liquid shadows, but this is a liner. So yeah, let's do something fun. I feel like spicing things up a little. I don't know about you, but here comes my favorite part, picking eyeshadow palettes. So first, this one only makes sense, the Gourmand Girls C'est L'Amour, which I probably say that's totally wrong, but you know, whatever. Because duh, it's, you know, the palette they came out with for like Valentine's Day last year. And so obviously the colors are Valentine-esque. So let's do that. Ooh, 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 girl. How about this Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette remastered? Like, does that not scream Valentine? Like, look at, oh, so pretty. And it's got some great neutrals in there too. So yeah, I think that's a definite must. I think this ABH Jackie Aina palette has like some really gorgeous like jewel tones that will be really pretty for the month of February. Look at those purples. Yeah, and again, some great neutrals. So I think that seems like a wise choice. Okay, after thinking it through, I was thinking about grabbing a fourth palette, but I'm not going to because I feel like if I do, I'm not going to grab for certain things. There's already ones that I know I probably am going to be forcing myself to grab for, like this one, because truthfully, I like the reddish and pink shades like this, like these types of ones, like that C'est L'Amour shade and stuff, are not typically my, or like rouge. I mean, they're amazing red shades, but that's just not something I typically wear. Or am drawn to at all. So it's like I'm sort of going to be forcing myself to use those to begin with. So I feel like if I put too many other palettes in, I won't use it. So I don't want to do that. That's the whole point of Shop My Stash, is to really like use what I have. And so if you give yourself too many options, you're not going to be using things. This one is an easy use because, I mean, come on, look at that thing. And then same with this, just because it's got some of those other shades to use, like that Lituation right there. Oh, girl. And Zam down there. Doesn't look like much right there. Like the camera's not picking up the color, but it is gorgeous. So, yeah, I feel like this way I will actually use these three palettes. And oh my gosh, you guys, I'm going to use that brush. I've never ever used one of the brushes that came in one of my ABH palettes. I'm pretty sure I haven't. So I'm going to challenge myself to that too. So, okay, so yeah, that is my Shop My Stash for February. What do you think of what I picked? What do you think of what I had for January and what I did with it? Stuff I decided to keep, stuff I decided not to. All right. I love doing these videos. I hope you guys enjoy them too. I think you do. So thanks for watching. Bye.